Mr. Speaker, thank you. And Mr. Speaker, I'm going to leave singing to the professionals, but I request permission to recite some lyrics.
Permission granted.
Thank you. It's all right if you love me. It's all right if you don't. I'm not afraid of you running away, honey. I've got this feeling you won't. And members, in 1976, with these introductory lines from the song Breakdown, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers burst onto the stage and never stopped writing, and Mr. Petty never stopped writing, recording, and performing to millions of loyal fans until his untimely death on October 2nd. And Mr. Speaker and members, if it wasn't obvious, I'm one of those fans, and so it is with great sadness and a profound sense of appreciation that I rise to adjourn in the memory of rock and roll legend Tom Petty. I was lucky enough to attend the Heartbreakers' penultimate performance at the Hollywood Bowl in September. Speaking to the crowd during a set that covered memorable songs written and recorded over the course of several decades of creativity, Petty observed that while he and the members of the band were originally from Florida, they had long ago moved, and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers are an LA band, and the partisan audience roared its approval. Tom Petty was born on October 20th, 1950 in Gainesville, Florida. His interest in rock and roll was sparked at the age of 10 when his uncle, who was working on a film with Elvis Presley, invited him to the shoot. There, Petty met Presley, and in what he described as a life-altering moment, he then got his first guitar and soon after embarked on a career. For the past 40 years, Petty has made deeply moving, relatable, and timeless music, maintaining a steady songwriting and touring schedule. With influences that included the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and Bob Dylan, he seamlessly merged rock and roll with country elements that reflected his Southern roots. His solo albums often featured members of the Heartbreakers, and in the late 1980s, he joined the Traveling Wilburys, a group that included superstars George Harrison, Roy Orbison, and Bob Dylan. He had also recently reformed one of his earlier bands, Mudcrutch. Over the course of his career, Petty produced 3 solo albums and 13 albums with the Heartbreakers, many of which were certified gold or platinum. In 2002, he and the Heartbreakers were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He continued doing what he loved right up to the end and was ferociously dedicated to his fans. It's worth noting that Petty's family announced recently that he performed much of his final tour with a fractured hip and other painful injuries, but steadfastly refused to reduce his schedule. It was these injuries that led him to use prescribed opioid painkillers, which in turn led to his accidental and untimely death. He passed away on October 2nd at the age of 66, leaving behind an immense and timeless rock music legacy. He is survived by his wife, brother, 2 daughters, a stepson, and grandchild, and I ask that we adjourn in his memory.